Hey guys, welcome back to the Friday Vlog where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, pop culture, social media technology, and items of interest that come up during the week that allow us to have a little bit of a dialogue, along with those shorts that you see occasionally here on the channel. But I do want to thank all of you guys across New Tech, as well as here on YouTube, for all of your guys' continued support.
And we start things off from the Huffing and Puffington Post. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp rebuffs calls to punish or remove Fulton County DA Fani Willis. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp shot down demands that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis be censured or remove her from her position, saying Thursday that the process some members of his party are calling for could be unconstitutional. Ladies and gentlemen, let me point out and emphasize here, as we do here on the BuzWeaver channel, taking the difficult, taking the complicated, taking the tumult and the chaos. What we have here is a classic example of Republicans trying to follow the rules. And the Democrats, of course, are all in, and they just do whatever they want to do when it comes to the law. They'll walk back, change, or tell you what opinion to actually have based upon their particular interpretation of law or the rules. So we're not going to see very much from Kemp, who's just playing the political game. Kemp's remarks at a press conference follow demands from some Georgia Republicans that the state's General Assembly call a special session to punish or fire Willis or defund her office after she oversaw a fourth indictment against former President Donald Trump. Now, it could be, ladies and gentlemen, that we are all being played in this shell game of politics. And they know kind of probably what the outcomes are going to be, so they're not going to make any radical moves. Because, as I've always said here on the channel, that is that none of this happens in a vacuum. None of this happens spontaneously. This stuff is coordinated. It's worked out. It's thought about. It's essentially like staged out so that the media or press releases or any sorts of public statements or activity that the government's going to be doing or people are going to be doing is all going to be played out. So there's no spontaneity to it. This is all just kind of a coordinated effort among all of them working together. From the conservative brief, Trump leads Biden in growing number of polls after indictments skipping GOP debate. So, of course, the polls are all arbitrary, in my opinion. I like to use an aggregate. But nonetheless, we read from the conservative brief. Former President Donald Trump continues to get good news in his campaign to unseat the man who defeated him in 2020. Trump is now leading President Joe Biden in 4 national polls, despite the fact that he's been indicted 4 times, and he chose to skip the first Republican presidential primary debate, moderated by Fox News last week in Milwaukee, which is everything he's done so far has been an excellent move. The country's frustration with inflation and weariness toward the idea of Vice President Kamala Harris being 80-year-old heartbeat from the presidency and 2 of the many drags on presidential Biden's. I don't know why that is such a mouthful to say. But suffice it to say, I want to get to the real important part here. Inflation fatigue has fostered widespread economic pessimism, Schuin and Copperman wrote. Only a third of voters, 33%, believe the U.S. economy is headed in the right direction, while most, 58%, which should be obvious to anybody, says it's on the wrong track. That's right. They added, in addition, voters are nearly twice as likely to say that their personal financial situation has worsened over the last year. That's 42%, rather than improved, 22%. And this is some of the arguments that I bring up with the left when they come after me. The first thing I ask them is, are you buying groceries? You know, are you providing for yourself or your family? Or are you going to retail stores? Are you paying property tax? What exactly is it that you're doing that is allowing you to avoid this absurdity of inflation, price hikes, shortages that we're experiencing? What is exactly that you guys are doing? As such, Trump has now moved ahead of Biden in 4 national surveys, though Biden is within the margin of error in the last 2 of them. And of course, it's all a matter of how it's sampled and how the polls are done. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, as we cover here on the BuzWeaver channel, the Democrats aren't just going to lie down and just allow this to happen. Now, they'll look at their own polls and they'll have their own polls that they set up to kind of keep their base going. But they have no particular issues with these sorts of polls either, because they can just play them down, or actually it will just get their base energized, really, to kind of go against Trump that much more. So the polls, of course, as we always said, I always like to use an aggregate like Real Clear Politics to really get kind of a better idea of what the polling is going to be. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, from the New York Post, Trump rakes in 9.4 million since Georgia mugshot and more than 20 million in August. So definitely the moves he made worked out great. His PR team, his advisors, they're on it. This picture was worth a lot more than 1,000 words. Former President Donald Trump's mugshot has been a boon for his 2024 campaign, helping him raise $9.4 million less than a week after his surrender to authorities in the Georgia election interference case. Alleged. With the mugshot windfall, the Trump campaign has now raised more than $20 million in August, Fox News Digital reported on Tuesday. Since the moment my mugshot was plastered all over the interfrequencies in a vicious attempt to wrongfully turn me into a criminal or a one-dimensional villain, as we say here on the BuzWeaver channel, our movement has raised $9 million from grassroots patriots like you, Trump said in a statement released by the Trump Save America Joint Fundraiser, interesting name, committee on Tuesday. So ladies and gentlemen, so all the moves that Trump is making so far has worked in his favor. So like I said earlier, I think Brian Kemp and just the individuals out there, I'll just say individuals out there for now, mostly the political club, are probably know all what is going to be going on with this whole entire thing. But rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats aren't just going to allow Trump to simply continue on this upward swing. Now, they can't stop the upward swing, but they can make the upward swing look bad, or they can continue on with the indictments or whatever else they want to do. But so far, it is helping Trump, and I think it's because it makes Trump look like a victim. And people like those underdogs or underdog type situations. But as we see here in this conservative brief, just people realize what's going on in our country. 42%, have considered that the economy has worsened. And if you're an American who's providing for yourself or your family, you already know when it comes to groceries, getting gas for the car, your property taxes, renewing your tags, and just everything, just at the retail store when you're going just to go buy things for your home. It's just absolutely incredible how things have gone up. It's just really quite extraordinary. And that's what I had for you guys this Friday.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the comments. And, of course, below this video, you can see the various Amazon links. So if you're an Amazon Prime user or use Amazon to order frequently, by all means, use those influencer links below the video as it helps out the channel. Thanks to all you guys on New Tech and, of course, all of you guys here on YouTube for your guys' continued support. And appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications that we know when there's content here on the channel. I'll see all you guys behind the Galaxy phone camera next week.